whenever we think about animals undergoing intense heat or intense conditions in general, whether it's heat or cold, there's two sides to it. There's the adaptations that the animals have in and of themselves, and there's the animal care aspect, which our awesome team of zookeepers does here. So as part of their daily routines, the zookeepers check on the animals at multiple times a day because, as you can see, we see different weather conditions at different times during a day as well. So as part of those routines, they really observe the behavior of the animals, whether they're being a bit less active, whether they're lethargic, whether they're panting, because all of these are behaviors that we see in mammals, sometimes birds. There's specific adaptations to each animal. So that's how we can observe individuals and see if they need an additional helping hand or not. Most times their living spaces are already adapted to have all sorts of tools that they can choose to use to cool themselves down in the case of extreme heat. So for example, there's colder rocks with our wild turkeys that they can use or choose to use, because we don't want to really cool them off too quickly. It's really them choosing or having access to something that's a bit colder to use. There's also the case of water pools for a lot of different animals, like the black bear that we have, or even the raccoons, so they can choose again to take a dip in the water or not, depending on the heat. And of course, as part of their nutrition, we also give them all sorts of cold fruits, ice cubes, sometimes it's fish water ice cubes in the case of our otters. So really, depending on the animals, it's a way for us to enrich their daily nutrition, give them something that instigates their sense of smell, makes it a bit harder to get to the food sometimes, so that really instigates their sense of hunting. So it really does serve multiple purposes whenever we include these additional nutritional factors in their diet. So it's important to note that all the animals that we have here are indigenous to Quebec. So of course, when we're talking about a mammal with thicker fur, more adapted to live a bit more north, they will show more behaviors or be even less active in the warmer weathers than an animal that would be seen to, for example, migrate south during warmer weather. So birds would be more adapted in general. Of course, that's not a specific rule, but we do see that mammals with thicker fur are going to be hidden a bit more often. So we do always mention this to visitors to be patient. They do have the option of hiding. That's also something that we have as a tool in their living spaces to mimic their natural habitat as much as possible and give them the option to hide, to be in a cooler area away from the sun, away from visitors if they choose to in case of the warmth.